I think we, as One Piece fans, have to make a very important decision. We have to make a very pivotal decision for Wano Country. And I've been extraordinarily consistent. And the latest episode of One Piece only proves my point even further. We have to come to a very important decision as One Piece fans, particularly as manga readers for One Piece. So, if you're an anime-only watcher of One Piece,
run.
I'm helping you because what I'm going to talk about are spoilers for the One Piece manga. Though to be fair, the anime as a manga reader is spoiling me.
You what?
It's crazy. Like, we have a lot to talk about. We definitely do, okay? So, maybe not all in this one video, but there's a lot to talk about. But for your own safety, I'm giving you Anime Cats a safety net, and you guys should be long gone. And for the manga readers,
hello there.
We have to go over this big time, like big time, big time. Number one. Number two, if you like my content, baby! If you like your boy's content, it'll be awesome as all hell if you give your boy some love with a thumbs up, a subscription to the channel, and of course, clicking on that bell to join the notification squad. That'd be awesome as all hell. Now, that being said, the latest episode of One Piece. Two major things. Number one, the Zoro Conqueror Haki scene. Toei was crazy for that. Massive spoilers. First, he kind of flexes it, and then we see like a white wave of sorts. And then later on, he full-on knocks out some dudes after he was shoving alcohol down this guy's throat. Mimicking actually Luffy in many respects with meat, honestly. And that's been the case with Zoro and Luffy, where with Zoro it's sake and with Luffy it's meat. So, the thing here obviously is, this is foreshadowing Conqueror Haki events in the future for Roronoa Zoro in this arc, clearly. When he does do the Dead Man's Game against Kaido, and then he does Scar Kaido, and Kaido's like, what? You're Conqueror Haki? And Zoro's like, what are you talking about? And then just falls down to the ground, collapses. So I've said before that there are inconsistencies when it comes to Zoro's Conqueror's Haki usage. And if you read the manga and the manga alone, that still applies. In fact, it still applies regardless. However, one of those inconsistencies has been fixed in the anime. It's been fixed. It's right there. Zoro actually knocks out people for the first time ever with Conqueror's Haki. And it's not in the manga.
That is crazy.
It's not in the manga. Now, you can say, okay, well, maybe like the Dragon Shock thing that he did in the addition to, again, that's also not in the manga, it's in the anime. The addition that we see with the Dragon Shock thing in the gambling scene with Toniyasu and so on, that's with Conqueror's Haki, but that's a sword technique that he utilizes, so it's a bit weird to say it's Conqueror's Haki. This right here is full-scale, full-blown Conqueror's Haki. At least that's what appears to me. So it's crazy to me, honestly, and you'll see my reaction. I'll post my reaction later this week, hopefully, where you'll see my reaction to Zoro's Conqueror Haki moments in the entire episode itself. But also, if you want to see my entire episode reaction, you can see it on Patreon. Link in the box below. You know where to go. Now, listen. Once again, Zoro Conqueror's Haki flex. That does clear up absolutely one of my inconsistencies with Zoro's Conqueror's Haki usage, which I think is a very good thing for Zoro. Absolutely, without a doubt, without a doubt. And then the second thing for this episode that was a big deal was the reveal of who the shadow was behind Jinbei and Robin. What?
What?
It's Yamato.
You gonna make me act up.
It's Kaido's son, quote, daughter, Yamato. What? What? It would be really, 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 really strange and dumb and embarrassing on Toei's part if Toei Animation made that shadow Yamato, and then later on in the manga, it was revealed to be someone else. Because we still don't know who that person was if you only read the manga. But for someone that's an anime-only watcher, and they see that scene, they can easily correlate it with the prior scene to where we see Kaido's son destroying that rock. And the level of context and detail that is shown from the anime and the manga is galaxies apart. There is way more detail shown in the anime compared to the manga for this particular scene, to the point where you'd have to assume that because after that scene, the Flying Six start talking to Kaido, and then Kaido mentions after King comes in that he's looking for Yamato. Originally, you could make that leap of faith, but the connection there is so loose where it was very far from a guarantee, which is why it was still debatable up until the latest episode of One Piece, because again, the anime adds so much more detail and so much more context. For an anime-only watcher, there is really no question. It's just, that's Kaido's son. And at no point in time was it ever revisited by Yamato herself about how she was following some of the Straw Hats, which is why, of course, theories about who this person was continue to spread. How, well, it could have maybe been Caribou. Because Caribou playing a big role in this arc maybe would be the thing. Maybe it was Hiri, because there's a good chance, I think, that the person that we see with the scabbards, when they're teleported by Law in the storage room, that could be Hiri. But now that we see it's Yamato, according to the anime, well, hold on now. Wait a minute. So if that person is not Hiri behind Jinbei and Robin, then maybe it's not Hiri that's actually in the storeroom, because at what point would Hiri actually get to Onigashima? Then maybe it is Toki. Maybe Toki is alive. Yo! We, as One Piece fans, have to make a decision, I think. And I think the main thing here is that it plays a part in Oda's time frame, okay? Oda wants to get this done. He does. In his mind, he has a time frame of 5 years to wrap this all up, okay? But that was 1 or 2 years ago when he said that. But obviously with the big bad virus, things got stalled out. So let's say 2026, 2027, something like that is when Oda probably has envisioned the end of the series. And there are so many plot points in Wano Country that, and I would argue that this arc in manga is so breakneck fast. It blitzes at the speed of light, Kizaru style. And we are getting punted at the speed of light every other chapter. And I've said before in previous videos, there's probably not going to be an Act 4 or an Act 5. It's going to be a 3-act arc for the most part. Maybe Act 4 to wrap it all up. Maybe. And Wano Country, I think, is going to end either this year or early next year. I'll lean towards this year. And we're seeing how a lot of these fights play out now with Frankie and Sasaki, one chapter called A Damn Day. With Jinbei Who's Who, one main chapter called A Damn Day. We're seeing the closures to a lot of these fights, rather than actually seeing the full fight itself. And so since we're seeing so many more details in the anime now, details that do add a lot more context to the Wano Country story, where in prior arcs you really couldn't say that, not even close, I would argue, that I've been saying repeatedly that I think in this situation, Oda is going to lean on the anime to fill in some gaps that he left open. I've been saying that consistently. Oda, I'm pretty sure, also filled in Toei on doing the whole Zoro bit, because that's a very big spoiler. That is a gigantic spoiler for what's to come, obviously, but it also makes a lot more sense. It's actually a lot more conducive to what's coming. It makes a lot more sense. Oda has been telling us, the One Piece fans, a lot of canon-based material for the story outside of the manga. And that has been happening for several years now. There are certain things, for example, in the latest SBS, he gave us the ability of Kid's Devil Fruit.
Crazy.
The mediums outside of the manga, whether it's a Vivre card, those are kind of shaky, honestly. Whether it's an SBS, Whether it's the anime, they are providing us details even more so now than ever before than normally would be in the manga, which to me is a sign that Oda can lean on these things more often, focus on the meat and potatoes of the main canon manga, and again, use other mediums to fill in the story. Before the Oden flashback, there was an insider scoop where they had staff mention that they were actually talking to Eiichiro Oda about certain things to add and whatnot for the anime scene, with the Oden flashback probably involving Oden, Roger, and Whitebeard. And we see during that flashback, they did change up a few things here or there, or they did add a few things here or there. Also, a lot of folks noticed how, well, in the first opening of One Piece for this arc, Wano Country, Over the Top, you had Luffy muscle through Kaido's blast breath and attack Kaido. That very same scene happens in the manga later on the rooftop. There's several things in the openings that I think folks have noted that have actually spoiled or may have hinted at things happening later on in the Wano Country arc, and that on being true. At the end of the day, I think what I've been saying all this time stands even stronger. We cannot, as manga readers, just ignore the anime. It's not like Whole Cake Island, you could argue. It's not like Dressrosa, absolutely, or Punk Hazard, or Fishman Island. No. You can't give Wano Country that same treatment, because the manga, arguably speaking, was definitively the better product. But can you really say that now, Wano Country? Yamato is actually the person behind Jinbei and Robin. Now I'm like, where's Hiri? Wait a minute. What if it's not Hiri then, that was in the storeroom? What if it was Lady Toki actually? Now I have to think. My name is Mark, and I have to think, Mark! And I'm sweating, as per usual. Look, and I'm pretty sure the Zoro fanboys, I mean, listen, I say it's canon. So the Zoro fanboys, I'm pretty sure now like, yeah, Zoro Conqueror, yeah, bro, yeah, hell yeah, bro. We eating real damn good today. Albeit it's fast food, but still. It's there. And I would say it makes a lot more sense for the things to come in the future. Absolutely it does. Absolutely it does. Make the decision. Because you know where I made mine. So, I'm going to see you guys and gals on the flip side. Be sure to rate the video, subscribe, and click on the bell to join the squad. Peace out. Have a nice one.